Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Harmonica Man channel. I'm Randy, the Harmonica Man. It's just an open chat today. Doesn't matter. We can play harmonica. We can talk about stuff. I don't really have too much to talk about, except being broke ass and sitting out in front of the library inside my van doing this. So hopefully the signal will continue on. If I should blank out or anything and that little circle keeps going around the screen, just be patient and I'll get it back up in a minute. Because that's just what it does here. A big old truck goes by or something and it just does its thing. Good suckers. Shouldn't be eating them though. Shouldn't have sugar on my teeth or anything while I'm playing, if I play. It'll give me an excuse to take them all apart and wash them up, I guess. Hey, Warren. You want to come in? Well, anybody can come in. I got the link right there in the chat. If anybody wants to come in and say hi and do anything. Just so y'all know, it's just I've been jonesing. It's only been about 3 or 4 days, and I've been jonesing to be on the internet. Something fierce. It is really, really lonely at my house with no sort of entertainment. I mean, there's really nothing on. Okay. Yeah, I know, Jill. That's yeah, I didn't want to buy it, but there's even more sugar and everything else that was in the store. I should have just brought my own can of water or something. That would have been great. I don't even want to drink this. I'll probably wind up dumping most of it out. Yeah, as you all know, I lost my internet because of it just kind of broke down. And they wanted like $125 for somebody to come out and fix it. And I'm already paying like $90 a month just to have the shit. And it doesn't work with the crap anyways because it's a satellite stuff. So here I am. You know, I just told them, nope, you know, I called you about 10 times, hasn't been working. And now you decide to finally get somebody out here to fix it. Now you want to charge me even more. So, you know, the bill has already been paid for the month. I just do not have the money to keep it going. So maybe next month or something I'll get regular internet. Be at home, not out here in this traffic. We'll get a better signal or whatever for doing live streams. Yeah, it is hard living alone, Warren. It's yeah, I've been at it for over a decade now. And I had a dog for a while. She was great. I actually had people coming to see me once in a while too. That was also great. But now it's, you know, it's not happening. And I don't know why, if I'm just that boring to people or what. I mean, and I just cooked a great big old 15-pound ham too and invited just about everybody I could, and everybody said no. So got stuffing, everything's pork stuffing, pork gravy, and even the mashed potatoes with the like the loaded ones with the bacon in it and stuff like that. So, and the glazed ham is a brown sugar ham, and boy was that good. But I'll be eating that crap for the next month. I'll probably be getting sick off of that pretty soon. While I'm in town, I probably ought to pick up some laxative or something, because I've got to get the meat sweats here within the next couple days. I just know it. But yeah, that's pretty much about it on the, you know, on the home front sort of thing. I'll try to, you know, if you want to support or anything, I got links below for whatever, but you don't have to. Everybody's hurting. Don't feel obligated to, you know, so I can play games like this. It's not that big a deal. Let me see. I'll play a little bit. Just goofing off a little bit. Wish I had my cane with me. I could poke the damn thermostat thing. The car has to keep running. I almost didn't make this. My computer shut off when I was getting set up here, and I'm like, oh crap, what's going on? Was there a hacker or something? Excuse me. Nope. As it turns out, the car has to be running for the little adapter thing that goes into the cigarette lighter. That all stopped, and my computer just shut down. I mean, the battery is just old and stupid, so you got to just continually keep it plugged in, otherwise it won't run. So, but yep, that's what happened. It kind of blanked out on me, scared the crap out of me, so had to get all set up again. I barely made this, so I'm glad I got it just in time. And thanks, Jill. Yep, surviving's about all I do. Really, a lot of times I have some fun. I have a friend who's trying to make an album right now, and he is kind of hemming and hawing about it because he's just falling in love again and moved in with another woman, and he's my age. He's 50 or so, and so he has just. Oh, thank you, Warren. Thank you for the gift. Where was I at? Oh yeah, this guy. He's a rocker. You know, he's been on the show before. He was one of my first entertainers on here. He wants me to be on this album with him, but he's kind of going through life changes right now, so everything's going kind of slow. Plus, you know, the holidays are here, blah blah blah. Everybody's got their own thing going on. I, on the other hand, have been writing songs and do a little bit each day. I got a song about every other day coming out. Because it takes a little while to be creative and things to, just kind of click and flow. So I got a couple of songs right now that I don't have the paperwork here for it or anything, that I'll be, they'll be coming out soon, but I need other musicians to help me out with it so it sounds halfway decent. I have some swamp blues and I have some funny kind of stuff. Secular music, of course, just blues. So that's basically what I'm doing. Hey Jill, did you want to get on here and chat? I will once again put the. Or do I have? Yeah. Let's see. I'll get the thing posted in there again, just in case. Basically, this is to get out of the house and have somebody to talk to, because I haven't talked to anybody except for the nurse telling me that I have an MRI coming up this weekend. So I got some testing done, or going to get done, on my spine, and hopefully things work out to where I can get fixed real good, and I can start, walking and doing things again. Because I'll probably be snowed in. My plow guy isn't doing my plowing this year, so I'm probably going to be stuck. I already got about a foot of snow in the yard. So I might not be able to get out here pretty soon, which is just fine. I got plenty of food and everything. But that's the breaks, I guess, when you live out in the country. And I may have to sell my house and move into town with better amenities and, cable internet and all that stuff too. That's going to come in handy because of, it'll just be a better stream. The problem with that is I can't get loud. I can't play harmonicas and stuff like that if I live in town unless it's my own house. And even then, I'd have to make a studio or something to absorb all the sound and stuff like that. It's right here in the chat, Jill. So yeah, so anybody can join me and talk. I got plenty of room for about a half a dozen people. Um, I really don't have a whole lot to talk about because there's not much going on. I was gonna do the Lonely Hearts Christmas thing and join in with everybody in the in our community, the secular community, but it just doesn't, with no internet, I can't depend on being able to do it. So um, it's just no, Jill, that was the link to join in. The link for everything else is in the description. I have let's see if I can do this. Add another link in here. Um, copy, exit out. There I am. Enlarge this screen. And I don't know if it'll allow me to do it or not. It looks like it popped up there pretty good. That is my PayPal account for donations and stuff. But it's okay. You don't got to do that. It'll cost me, around 100 and some odd dollars just to get things going again. I do got a good deal if I do want to start it back up again, and I have all the confirmation numbers and stuff like that. It'll be way cheaper to get going. But I don't know if I don't know. I'll get it figured out. I'll call them again here in a few days, or who knows when. But hi, Lone Wonder. How are you doing today? Well, I guess I could keep talking, right? That's kind of dumb. So yeah, the recording and stuff like that. I do have a guy with a studio. I just don't know what his prices are, and once again, he's not contacting me back. It's weird how all these musicians, they say they're serious, but as soon as somebody calls them and said, "Hey, let's go to work on this stuff. Let's move forward. Make you money, get your name out there more," all of a sudden they just don't have the time. And it's absolutely stupid. It's like, you gonna shit or get off the pot? You want to be a musician or not? I mean, you cannot procrastinate and expect the world to land on your lap. It doesn't work that way. You got to actually create the value to get out there that people are going to want to buy off you. It's, if those who do nothing get nothing. That's how it works in this world. That's how capitalism works. Whether it's the good side of capitalism or the bad side of capitalism, it doesn't matter. It's about, so what is it? Supply and demand. That's the one thing that everything revolves around, is that one rule. And if you're not supplying anything, people aren't going to demand you. So if you're a musician and you're getting all excited, but you're not producing music in any way, or not even trying to get stuff out there, well, then you're not going anywhere. Let's face it. Nobody wants to just, you don't have anything to offer, really. So, and I have a hard time, listening to music and watching people's stuff that have been out there creating things for decades. It just depends on my likes and tastes and everything, and the mood that I'm in for that day. But good music is hard to find too, and to be original, it's also hard to find. There's a few of them out there that I do like original, blues music and harmonica and stuff, and I try not to model after them, but I use a few of their things to incorporate into mine, which is pretty standard. Add someone here.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so.
I was like, I'm coming. I had to put on the pot of chili, and then I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
oh my god. And then I come over to the computer, it's like, you can't start StreamYards because something else is using our camera. I'm like, nothing's using my fucking camera. What the fuck? So I had to go into an incognito tab and come on in. So, yeah. So how you been?
Oh, all right. Just kind of going crazy. This is actually helping me out with my mental stuff. Is actually talking to people online and doing
good.
something.
That's good. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to you after this in the private chat. I'm gonna put my cell phone number in there so you can text me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do one half of fuck all, so I'll probably answer you at like 4 a.m.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I can't even. It doesn't even show. Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's different looking when you're actually doing the thing than it is when you're.
And now, if I start getting calls from Russian porn websites, I know who fucking signed me up.
Yep, that's right.
I'd be like, that asshole. I'm driving to Michigan, motherfucker. I will get out there and I will Russian fix that damn Nissan 98 that's sitting in the driveway. I'll just be like, bash, like, bitch, this is happening. I'm driving the whole way. I'm not stopping. I mean, this when we go to the grocery store, if we use that fucker, someone has to stay in the car with it running, because if you turn it off,
oh boy.
But I mean, this car has done us well. Like, it's 22 years old, and we're the second owner because we got it from his grandma. So
yeah, mine's a 2015, and it's just now showing signs of scratches and rust on it, and like the sensor lights and stuff like that's coming on a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty solid little minivan. It's a Kia Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, is it nice.
Yeah. We know it's Murphy's fucking law. We got money out of Matt's 401k so we could pay off the car and not have a note because of COVID and everything. We're trying to, get the bills down where we can. And of course, he needs to go out and buy a new fucking sensor for the battery today. Just paid that fucker off. I mean, it was $20, but still, it's just like, you bitch. You couldn't have done
right
this
on time.
Motherfucker. And because I was looking up the sensor things, I'm going, oh fuck, because I'm looking at ones from Acura that are like $300. I'm like, no, this is not happening. And I'm just like, please God, that's not there. Come on, prove you're there, because I need this to be under $50.
Yeah, get off your ass and do something.
But I'm not handing him my atheist card. I don't give a shit. It was coincidence. No. I'm not handing him my atheist card because I know fuck all about cars, so it was my fault.
Well, it's going to be anyways. Religions are based on guilt.
Oh, I know. Trust me. Yeah. What was I going to say? I saw your video from when you were saying you were kind of going to be off for a while in town. Did you ever find somewhere to go to sleep away from the cops?
Yeah, I did. So yeah, I made it home.
Yeah, that's good. Because I was kind of worried about that. I was like, I know those cops are assholes up there.
Yeah, especially with me, it's my family name. I got a lot of drug addicts in the family, and they get arrested constantly. And they're just like a staple joke around here. So
same issue. I'm like, not me. No, don't know those people. Not related to me.
Right. I've been pulled over just and then for a turn signal or something, and then went to jail just because of my family name. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You don't have anything on me.
What's the fucking point? It's such a waste of time.
Yeah, be there for 3 days, and then they say, well, you're trying to resist arrest. And it's like, oh, bullshit.
Prove it. You got a body cam?
Well, it doesn't matter. The judge, they always say, well, I'm going to believe that cop over you anytime.
Yeah.
It's like, of course you are.
And that's something we got to change. You got to change that. We've got to change it.
Yeah, for some strange reason, in this country, well, in most countries, but people don't understand it in this country that just because you have a entitlement or the sense thereof does not mean you're right, no matter what. You
Mhm.
know, it's like when I was in the army. You know, I was getting chastised by sergeants and everything that were actually doing the thing that was bad, and they were telling me, you know,
Mhm.
trying to teach me a lesson that didn't need to be taught because I was already doing the right thing. They're just getting in my way and stopping me so they could yell at me.
Mhm.
And then I, get pissed off about it, and then everybody started jumping. No, this is how the army works. You better understand. It's like I already do understand. Just
Mhm.
because you outrank me doesn't mean the default position is I'm stupid and you need to
Mhm.
teach me something.
Exactly. See,
So
that's why I wouldn't last 5 minutes. Oh, did I tell you my almost army story?
no,
Oh, I was all for it when I was, like, 16, 17. I'm like, "Yeah, I could, like, get shit paid for, go see the world." So, they had the recruiters coming around high school, when we were, like, 18 last year, high school,
right,
and they said, "Okay, these are the things you can do in the military." And I'm like, "Well, I wanna be a grunt. I wanna go to the front line, blow shit up. Put me right out there. I'm a grunt," you know? And they're like, "Sorry, you can be a typist or a medic." I'm like, "Fuck you." Because if you want me in there, I could do the same as a man, you know?
excuse
But
me.
they were like that, and I think they've
Oh yeah,
only just changed. They're like, "There's only certain jobs for women." I'm like, "Fuck you." You know,
yeah,
so
they're just
that was the
starting
end
to
of
change
that.
it right now within the
Mhm.
past, decade. I think
Yeah.
that they're starting to get equal rights
Yeah.
in that. But yeah, for a while I was in artillery, for 3 years, and it was all male.
Yeah.
Oh, well, except for Private Dorsey, he was a little sissy.
Yeah.
He wasn't much of a man, so I can't really. He was lazy, little son of a bitch.
But see, before I got fatter, I was tiny as fuck. I mean, I'm 5'1" anyway. I could have gotten the tanks and everything, you know?
Right?
Yeah. They coulda used me as, like, a decoy child. I'm that short. But, yeah, so that was the end of that, and I'm like, "Well, fuck that," you know?
They could have had you sneak in the vents and stuff, and you could go around and let
Exactly.
everyone else in.
Exactly, but no. So, yeah, so I was like, "Well, fuck that," and also where I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, I'm not that kind of person because, like, yeah, I can toe the party line, but if you tell me to do something that I know ain't right, it's not happening,
Right?
you know?
Exactly.
Ain't fucking happening. I'm like, "No, you're gonna have to prove it to me. You're gonna have to justify to me why I gotta do this," you know? And I think about like the whole Nazi scenario of like, if they told you to, you were like in a prison camp or something and they told you to kill someone, like, would you kill that person or kill yourself or get yourself killed? And I'm like, I would rather get killed because there are worse things in life than, death, like having to live with what I did,
Yep.
you know,
Exactly.
like that'd be worse. Like, just put a bullet in me. I don't give a shit,
And,
you
and
know?
that's not talking about later on. That's just right
No,
then and there when
exactly.
you don't want to be doing it. It'll really mess you up.
Yeah. Well, look, my poor granddad, he was in World War II and he was in the Pacific. And this is my dad's dad. My mom had to pull him off the radiator so many times he'd fall asleep drunk on the radiator,
Oh wow,
and then wake up and think he was over there. He cracked a toilet seat once with his head, like he was so drunk. You know
wow.
That fucked him up. But he was the only one who was strong enough to swim out to the seaplanes because they couldn't bring the seaplanes in all the way. So he had to swim out there and then swim back with the fucking supplies.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Uh,
That's something.
yeah. I mean, I wish that I had been old enough to write down the stories, but he died when I was 4.
Wow.
So, but
Yeah,
I
my
remember him though. Yeah.
my uncles and stuff had a lot of them go to World War II, and
Mhm.
well, actually in Korea and Vietnam too.
Mhm.
There was all kinds of stories in the older guys, but
Mhm.
they really never told anything like that. Just the funny pranks that they used to pull on each other. That's the only thing they used to talk about.
Yeah.
But
Well, they told him not to, you know,
yep. Oh right, right.
explicitly. And I'm like, and you
Well,
wonder why they had PTSD, you know?
yeah, they were. Well, a couple of them, three uncles, two on my dad's side and one on my mother's side, were on the USS Wasp, and they left Pearl Harbor, and the next day they were, getting close to the Philippines,
Mhm.
And that's when the Japanese actually hit Pearl Harbor. They missed them by like 18 hours.
Mhm. Oh,
And but
yeah.
then they attacked there too in the
Mhm.
Philippines, and their ship went down. And they
Yeah.
actually reported a flying saucer on the way there.
Wow.
But they so who knows? It was probably a little spy jig or something. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Oh, look, I mean, I'm all totally for UFOs. I mean, look behind me. You
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah,
But no, mine's not anything, like, creepy, like, I think it's really, uh, it's kinda, like, big of us to think we're the only things out there, you know?
yeah. It's pretty arrogant.
It is, it's arrogant, that's the
You
word
know,
I'm looking for. It is,
the,
it's really arrogant, you know?
the universe was not designed just for us little peons.
You know? And if they do come back, I'm like, "Did you bring Elvis?"
Right.
No, he can stay dead. That's good.
I have some on my phone that were above my house
Mhm.
a couple of years ago, I think. And
Yeah,
they're out by my place out in the country all the time, and it's known for it. It was
yeah.
there's X marks and everything where the FBI investigated stuff
Mhm.
years ago,
Yeah.
and people would drive over it and then they'd lose a sense of time or whatever, and
Mhm.
claim that they were abducted, and it's
Yeah.
just a repetitive thing that and it's like, okay, just don't drive there no more, duh.
Wait, 'cause aren't you close to that, interracial couple that said they got kidnapped by aliens? I'm sure they were from Michigan.
um
You know who I'm
you,
talking
you
about,
know
right?
I'm no, you talking about in the 50s?
Yeah, it was 50s or 60s. I'm fairly sure they were from Michigan. I'll look up the name.
I'm not
Uh,
sure. I don't know. I thought it was like in Ohio or something.
Let me look it up. Yeah. Uh, Barney
Oh
and
yeah,
Betty Hill. Where are we going? Where are we gonna do?
Vermont.
We
Mr. Shadow Kitty's saying.
uh, oh, no, they were on vacation, driving back to Portsmouth, uh, near Niagara Falls, Montreal, then just south of Lancaster, New Hampshire. That's where they saw it. Okay. So
Oh, okay,
it's
yeah.
not your neck of the woods. I knew it was up there, but I thought it was Michigan, but apparently not.
Well, yeah, there's enough crazy crap up here.
But I mean, like I think that I did see something when I was younger, maybe about 12, 13, because it looked really, really weird. Like it was up in the sky, but it it didn't look like the whole classic hero flying saucer, but it looked like a weird oval shape, and it had lights all the way around it. And then I'm thinking, well,
Oh,
that could have been a satellite, you know?
well, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just wonder. Either way, it's still unidentified.
yeah.
One way or another, it's still a
I
UFO.
hope
It just
I
might
hope
not
Joe
be.
yeah
You
Joe
know.
Biden needs to like release everything.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I surely do. It would be so cool, to find out, what they know about the topics. And a
Yeah,
lot of people draw the line at like cryptids and stuff, and so do I. Until you actually see a Bigfoot in your backyard, and then it's
yeah,
like, and then they're tapping on your house at night and tying squirrels and snakes together and setting them on your windowsill, and stuff like that. And then you
yeah,
you say, okay, I bet you they like peanut butter.
yeah.
So, and I know damn well bears do not unscrew peanut butter jars
Mhm.
and then screw them back when they're all empty.
Yeah, because they don't have thumbs. Oh my
Right,
god.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff. But we've had stuff like that in the woods. I live like 3 miles away from the little town of Sigma that was on that Dog Man Legend
Mhm.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like ground zero. That's where a lot of the old stories come from. It used to be an old logging town,
Mhm.
and there's stuff, like 200 years of just mythical bullshit, that nobody can
Mhm.
explain. But
Yeah.
they always go right for the spirituality thing of it and
Yeah.
everything. And but it's like, maybe the town just picked up and walked out because something was scaring them off, or they had an earthquake or something.
Yeah.
Who knows what happened?
Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, this is the thing that I try to tell people: to be a true atheist, you have to have an open mind. Well, you had to be open minded in the first place, because if you weren't, you wouldn't have got who where you are. You know.
Right.
But I find that a lot of atheists, once they get to this point, they just close their mind.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah,
But
and
I'm still a skeptic. I'll question everything,
so will I. And that's the
Yeah.
difference between uh, somebody who's closed-minded is usually going towards the anti-theist. But
Yeah.
then they use that philosophy for everything, and it doesn't matter, unless it's landing on their lap in their apartment, it's not going to be true.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Like, yeah. I
and it's
mean,
like, okay,
go
so
ahead.
what is this, Mister? And I'm going to go back to Bigfoot again. There's over 100 samples of DNA, and it's not bear. It's
Mhm.
it's it's mitochondrial DNA is human, and the other half of it is unknown. So they dismiss it every time. Oh, it's just been contaminated. And it's like, okay, so where did the unknown come from? That's what
Exactly.
you're going to get. These aren't apes. If they were, we'd have been easily hunting them by now. They're not stupid. They're another
Mhm.
species of human that are just, instead of using their brains for using tools and stuff, they're using their brains for being natural snipers. They hide on everything.
Mhm.
That's the difference between us and them. They're just a different type of human, and they're perverts too. They like peeking in windows and shit too. Just so you know. So if you're ever camping and stuff, make sure you keep the windows closed.
They'll run screaming if they ever see my hairy cunt.
Well, you
Hang
don't
on,
have
one
to run
moment.
around naked out there. That was good. Hey guys, I'm about froze to death here. Give me just a second, and I'm gonna turn my heater on. Get these wires out of the way because inside this little minivan, it's not giving me the space. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Ah, dag nabbit. Done it again.
What, did I scare
Okay.
you off?
Well, no, every time I move, I get tangled up on stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Well,
had to turn my heater on.
yeah. I mean, it's winter, and
Yep.
I've been kind of lax on that.
What?
Uh,
Turning the heater on?
no, shaving it.
Oh, I see.
No, no, I used to do that, but then like I went and had a wax one time. That was let me tell you, that was an experience. A
I've never
complete
heard.
total stranger waxing your vag.
I'm glad I don't got to worry about that, but still,
I
I'm
mean,
not going to let
but
that happen.
she was like, she's like, once you see one crack, you see them all.
Yeah, yeah, they get used to it.
Yeah, and she's just like having a whole conversation, and I'm just like, I'm not even looking down. I'm just like,
So while
oh,
you're touching my business, you got
and I couldn't believe that cost $90 fucking.
wow.
Well, that was back home. That was before I got on the plane to come over here. I'm like, I'm gonna see my old man with a hairy ass cunt.
I was
But you
thinking
know what
about
sucked though? Look, I'm TMI. I don't give a shit. Like, there's not a lot of like closed doors for me. Sucky part was I got off the plane and got my fucking period.
oh wow.
I'm like, fuck you. Spitting, but you know, I've used cream and all sorts. But anyway, back to back to hairy yitties.
That's how we got off that topic. Okay.
Yeah, I can keep a conversation going. I know exactly
Really
how we
sweet.
got to a point.
Right. I forget stuff.
Uh,
I was thinking about getting some Nair or something because I still got the stubble up there. I just started
yeah,
recently shaving,
hmm
and it's just I can't see to shave.
yeah. No, you should do it. I got some in the cupboard too. I'd use that shit on my armpits. I
Oh,
swear to God, like I will use the near stuff. Next day, my armpits are like Chris fucking Kringle. I don't know what
oh
it
really?
is. I'm just like from the Santa Claus. When he shaves, next minute he closes the medicine cabinet and he's all beard again.
Oh, I didn't see that part. That's pretty
You didn't
funny.
see that in the Santa Claus?
Oh, you mean with Tim Allen?
Yeah, with Tim Allen.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yep.
he's like, I shaved. Next minute, I look like Chris fucking Kringle. Well, he didn't say fucking, but he's like Chris Kringle. You know, it's all everywhere.
Hey, SCB1, how's it going?
I'm gonna get your stream taken down.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're not monetized anyway. Who
No,
cares?
no. Yeah,
And
this
this is
channel
yeah.
is small.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I've been thinking of moving over to BitChute or LiveLeaks, you know, where there isn't all that censorship, you
Yes,
know?
we can actually talk like a human being.
Yeah, exactly. Not a human being,
Yeah.
but a fucking human being, you know?
Wow.
But I mean,
Different.
they don't really close down the streams for swearing, you know? Like,
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I haven't yet. You know, I say fuck all the time.
mm-hmm. Oh, I I probably have a mouth that a sailor would, you know, be like, oh my god, you know? When I
Well, I'm
really
used
get
to
going.
it. I
You
am
know?
used to it. Just about everybody well, not everybody, but a lot of, you know, relatives and friends that I talk to. You know, we
Yeah.
swear an awful lot.
Yeah. See, my dad, when we were younger, he would say that, like, swearing is a sign of low intelligence. I said, I guess I'm fucking stupid.
Yep.
And walk away, you know. But he didn't want us to be, like, swearing and stuff, and then he would swear even worse, and I'm just like, I don't think it is, you know. I mean, part of being an adult is that you're allowed to swear, and sometimes it's just a quicker way of saying what you think without spending 5 minutes trying to explain to someone that they're a fucking moron. You
Right.
know?
Yep. You want to get it out real quick and not
Exactly.
have to, because some people don't want to listen to you explaining anything anyways.
I know, and I've said this to my husband so many times. I'm like, you know, like I said, you know, when we have an argument, why do you think I start fucking swearing? Because if I try to explain to you why I'm upset, you'll switch off after 3 minutes. But if I say, "Hey, fuck you, I'm angry," you're like, "Oh, okay. Why are you angry?"
Yep.
There, you know,
Yep.
like,
That's
you
how
know,
it
you
works.
exactly, you know. We have a good time with that. Uh, but
Yeah. I don't know. When I was growing up, I wouldn't say shit if I had a mouthful, you know, because
yeah,
I'd get beat if I did.
yeah,
But now it's, you know, it's not that big a deal.
yeah.
You
See,
know,
it was yeah. Go ahead.
certain crowds, you know, you don't, you know, it's
I
not
know.
like you
Oh,
go make a
yeah,
speech or anything to a college
exactly.
and start swearing because, and I have done that. I've been to several universities
hmm
talking to them.
Yeah. I mean, I can adapt to my audience as well. Like if I'm talking with my, you know, snooty friends, you know,
Right.
I'll mimic them. If I'm down in the ghetto part of town buying my fried chicken, I'm just like, you know, I'll talk like them, you know.
Yep.
But I don't put on a redneck Cajun accent though. I will draw the line. I draw the line somewhere, you know.
Yeah, and you're down there too, aren't you?
hmm
Yeah. Let's just hope it doesn't catch up with you.
Oh, I don't think so. When I moved here when I was 27, so you know
Oh,
my
been there
accent
a
was
while.
yeah, my accent was set in, you know. But sometimes I do have to stop and try to pronounce things in a, you know, slightly more of an American accent because I'm on the telephone with someone, you know, like a call center, and they're just like, huh, huh, and I'm just like, in the beginning it was terrible. Like I would burst into tears and just give my husband the phone, and he's horrible on the phone because he's not a phone person, you know.
Right.
And I'm just like, they're not listening. I don't know if they're not listening to me or they can't understand me. I can't understand her because it sounds like she has a dick in her mouth. You know, that's what it sounds like. You
Hey,
know, she's
lady,
like,
what do you think? Anywho,
but you know, like they have that like the massive drawl, you know, and it's like I can't understand a word you're
yep.
saying because it sounds like one word, not singular words, you know. But it's
Yeah.
I've had a lot of time, and I've had a lot of racism. Well, maybe racism's the wrong word, or prejudice, I should say, because like we've gone out to eat places and they've heard me talking, and they like turn to my husband like, and what does she want? I'm like, I can speak, you know.
Yeah, they do that in the South a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
And I thought it was just a southern thing, you
I
know?
stopped in a gas station. I think it was in West Virginia. I come down from a mountain and I'm like, okay, I need gas, and there's a sign, but I had to go all the way around all these switchbacks and everything, come to this little town and go to this little gas station. And but I needed the gas, so I pulled up there and got the gasoline and went inside. And I happened to have my military uniform on, and the guy behind the counter, he was a younger guy, and he was flirting with some little teenage girl. She had Daisy Dukes on and everything. She's leaning over the counter. It's about 3 o'clock in the damn morning too, so you know damn well there's something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at me. He's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Paying customer, dumbass." What are you doing here?
Oh. And I have a story similar to that too. Just almost outside of Louisiana. I live on the border between Louisiana and Mississippi. I could throw a fucking stone.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's like I'm like 5 minutes from the border. There's a little gas station. I think it's a Texaco. No one will go there anymore because a military boy went in there and they said, "We don't serve your kind here." And he goes, "What kind?" And she was like, "Black and a baby killer." And I was like, "What?" So
The
no one
hell?
goes. Yeah, so no one goes to that gas station anymore.
He was black and a baby killer. That's what they said.
That's what she said. Well,
What a cunt.
correction. That's what I heard. That's the story I heard.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does happen though.
But no one go. Even they have sold that gas station how many times, and people still won't go there.
That's what they should do, is change their advertising and their marketing and say everybody's welcome.
And the worst part is it's right across from the American Legion.
Huh.
Yeah, the American Legion's right across the road. But we go there. I've only been there once. Yeah, once. When we had a 500-year flood back in 2015.
Right.
We'd just moved back from the bayou. The oil field. The industry fell out 2015. Like we lost hours. Like the prices were going down, so we had to come back home. And we were staying with my mother-in-law for a while, and the flood happened. So everyone had gotten disaster food stamps. So we had to go there to get the food stamps. And they had the National Guard out there, and they stopped and asked my husband for his license and said, "Are you married?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Showed our rings. And I'm like, "You didn't ask for a marriage certificate. How would you know?" And then I was really pissed off because you didn't ask for my ID.
Huh. It's like you're being excluded somehow.
I know. I'm like, is it because I have a vagina? Is it?
That's usually about it. Yeah. Well, the patriarchal society. I still get that when I go to. So once in a while, me and my little sister will get a bug up our ass and get $20 and go on a yard sale day.
Yeah.
Just looking for cheap knickknacks and stuff. And once in a while, we'll come to these houses that have these little old ladies out there, and they think we're married or something, but it's just because hanging out with little sister day. And we'll show up at a yard sale, and these little old ladies will be talking about something, and she'll ask them a question about a certain thing that she's looking at, and they'll turn around and look all the damn way out to the other end of the garage and start talking to me as if they need my permission to make a deal with her.
Shit. It's like shit.
It's in these, because of the old school ways. This was, a couple generations ago. That's what they did. The man was the head of the household. You go through him, through everything, and women are just, you listen to the man.
That is so fucking funny because, like, during the war, all the men were gone, the woman ran everything. And then they had this big fight when they got back to be like, "I'm not leaving the house. You could stay at home. I've been out for like 4 years. And then down on the bayou, all the women run everything because the men are always away on the fishing boats and everything.
Yeah,
or the war out on the oil rigs. So
yeah, and in World War II, I think, and Korea, the women were working in the factories.
Yeah, they were
building all the bombs and the airplanes and everything else.
Yeah, and then they expected them to sit the fuck down when they came home. No.
Yeah. Yeah, but culture luckily has changed a little bit for the better, but we still got a long way to go for equality. And unfortunately, right now America is a fascist state. According to all the laws and the people who are in charge now. Then I get, friends telling me, oh, um, start bashing Biden and everything,
Mhm.
and saying that he's, they call him a communist and a socialist, and it's like, you don't know what those things are. You're just, you're from the right and you're listening to the conspiracy cults and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's a moderate at best.
I think I have more of an
You know,
authority on this than anyone else. I was raised a socialist.
yeah.
Let me tell you, this is not fucking socialism.
No, it's
Not
not.
by a long shot. My mother, my dad is and was a fucking deadbeat. I'll just say it. You know, if he watches it, fine. I haven't spoken to him in years. Um, he did work for a little bit when I was born, for like about 2 years, and then he started having back problems. Yeah, he ends up
Oh,
getting invalid's benefit, which was $500 a week in the 1980s.
holy shit.
Yeah. And then on top
Wow.
of that, my mother got a benefit because she was his carer. And then he managed to get extra money for diapers. And then on top of that, this is before they restricted it. And so he was able to get, like, they call them food chits, like, or food, food certificates. It's like food stamps, but, same thing,
Right.
except for you're only allowed 3 of them a year. So, but he
Oh,
managed to get one of them every month.
holy
And
shit.
it was $150.
So he really knew how to ride the system.
Exactly. So, and they say here, oh, like all this welfare they're getting, like they're not living on that. You can't live on that. Like, so hey
Mm-mm.
babes. So by all was said and done, he was raking in like $1,000 a month.
Right.
And then yeah, on top of that too, there was free preschool, you know. You could they wouldn't enforce it, but they asked you to pay like school fees to the public school. It was like $150 a year.
Oh,
But no one, no
that's
one ever,
nothing.
yeah. But no one ever enforced it except for there was one school we went to, and the principal was a bitch. So if you didn't pay it, then you weren't allowed to go on school trips like the other kids.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
which I think was really wrong.
Yeah, it's bad for, punishing the kids.
Exactly.
And
And
actually, they're kind of doing that right now with the school lunches.
yeah,
Parents who don't pay, their kids just starve.
mm, yeah. See, they're not doing it down here. I hear the bus go by every day,
Hmm.
and they're bringing them breakfast, lunch, and dinner right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they play the little tune when they're going by. Because I was like, ice cream truck, you know,
Yep.
and I walk outside and it's a school bus. I'm like, oh, not
That
today.
reminds me. Did you ever see that one cartoon movie, Hoodwinked,
Yes,
where the Schnitzel Man came along with Schnitzel, Schnitzel for every girl and boy? I'm like,
yes.
holy
I
crap.
haven't seen that movie in years.
I think I'm probably going to rent that or something again just because it
Yeah,
was so damn funny.
they made a second one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I never saw the second one, but I saw the first one. I loved it. Oh, I
That's
was laughing the whole time.
Those are the kind of cartoons you get drunk to,
Yeah, but
laugh.
it reminded me of Roald Dahl's, tales for adults. That's what it reminded me of.
The tail to whose?
Roald Dahl.
Never heard of them.
He's the man who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and did you see the movie The Witches with
No.
Angelica Houston? Yeah, he wrote that book as well. He's written quite a few. Did you ever see Matilda?
I've seen the advertisements for it.
Yeah, he wrote that book too.
Okay. Huh.
Like no one knows him, and it freaks me the hell out. Like he's like such an influential author.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, that happens.
yeah. But I read his autobiography when I was about maybe 8, maybe 9 years old. Like, and that was not for children. But this is the thing, like my mom's not big on censorship, you know. She was like, if you have
Right.
nightmares, it's your fault, not mine. You know.
I got family who's really censoring things. Well, it's kind of good because the children are really young, but and they have nightmares and stuff. But
Yeah.
they're fundamentalists. So
Yeah. But
you
see,
know that.
I take that from it. Like I'm pretty anti-censorship. I'm like to a point. Like I'm not saying that a parent can't make a decision for the kid, but I feel like, you know, there's a lot of stuff we should be able to see that we don't. Like I mean, I don't know how it works in the States, but in New Zealand we have a chief censor. So basically, everything that we get to see, Matt waving, everything we get to see has to be approved by the chief censor. You know, and
Huh.
if they don't like it or they think it's not cool, then you don't get to see it. But it's not been very many things though, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how they do it here. And it's usually whoever's in power at the time,
hmm
and it's usually
Well, I mean,
they
it's got to be
run
someone in
committees.
the FCC though. It'll be the
Well, right.
FTC, FCC, yeah, the FCC, yeah. Mm.
Is it just me, or is my camera kind of clouded up? That's weird.
Oh, it's not too bad. No, it's not too bad.
I was kind of hoping to get some shine off of this, but no, guess not.
No, you got to use that Nair, you know.
Yeah, get a flashlight and start signaling airplanes.
You got to wax that thing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, he had to get his toolbox. He's going to change that sensor or whatever it is in the battery. I
Oh,
don't know. Like, see, I know just enough buzzwords so that a mechanic won't rip me off, you know?
right.
And I know there's no such thing as break a light fluid. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a light
Turn
bulb.
signal
As soon
fluid.
as like my father-in-law tried to do that on me, I'm like, it's a light bulb. You know? He's like, damn it, not playing. I'm like, no, I'm not playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
muffler bearings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now they're making actual. There's actually
Muffler bearings.
yeah, I can't think of which one. It's like a German made car.
Volkswagen.
Maybe, yeah, I think so. It's
Either or the
actually,
BMW.
yeah. Somebody said something about them having muffler bearings.
Yeah. I think it was the BMW.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
But
Just
why
real
do you
weird.
need a bearing though? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I
what
have
the
a
hell
base
in there would be spinning?
exactly. Like I know look, I don't know much about cars, but I'm not that stupid. Like I can get, basic engineering things and look, I've looked under a car. I've seen, cross
Yep.
sections. Like why would you need a bearing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just nuts.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I remember some of the boys at last year of our primary school, which is like elementary. They put a potato and wrapped it in a pair of panties and put it in the principal's exhaust pipe
Yeah, I used to do that too.
on the
I
last
did that
day.
to a cop car once.
Oh, God.
It was we had a friend who owned a garage, and he come up there and visited us, and me and the other mechanic, the guy that was my age, and we were teenagers at the time, and we're like, hey, let's get Doug. Here's a potato, and my buddy went and got the broom handle, and we stuck the potato in there, and we just rammed it right up there with the old broom handle. He made it about a block, and the thing just kind of smoked and fizzled out, and wouldn't go anywhere. So, boy, was he pissed at us.
Oh no. Well,
But he
good.
couldn't prove it was us, though.
Well, he can if he watches us now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Oh
He,
gosh.
he took us to jail a few times for trying to outrun him and stuff, and playing Dukes of Hazzard. So
Yeah. My godfather used to do that with the local sheriff. He'd play with him all the time. He'd be out like throwing stuff at windows and spray painting. And he had a little Ducati, and he could outrun him. And by the time the cop got to his house, he's already sitting on his couch. And
right.
he'd park his bike around where the cop couldn't get to it to feel if it was hot. So I've been here all night. Been here all night, officer. No, you fucking haven't. Yes, I have. Yeah. And then he was walking out the door. He goes, "Catch me if you can." And they had a whole thing going on for years, back and forth.
Uh, yeah, those are good old days when you can actually do that.
Yeah,
You know, it was
yeah.
good fun.
Well, this was the same cop that told my dad, like, because they were driving home from a party, and he was the only one who was not drunk enough. He was the least drunk out of everyone, and he was just like, yeah, I know you're drunk. Just put it in first. Get home." Yeah. So my dad drove the whole way in fucking first, like an old grandma.
Yeah, yeah, that way it wasn't going too fast.
Exactly.
Oh,
See. Apparently, they're not going to make standards anymore, and that breaks my heart.
yeah. I got pulled over one time, just drunk off my ass, and but I had a bumper sticker that said, "See Dick drink, see Dick drive, see Dick die. Don't be a dick, don't drink and drive." But I did that to throw him off the scent, you know.
I love it. I love it.
So, but I went out and
I
I
would
was
probably
drunk
do
in
that
hell
too.
anyway.
I would probably do that too.
But yeah, I grew up a lot since then. You know, my one of my uncles was killed by a drunk driver,
Yeah.
and I didn't start thinking about it till I was, you know, a little bit more mature,
Yeah.
and it was just horrible for the family. It really was.
I know. But anyone can make a mistake, even if
Yep.
even if you don't like intend to. I mean, I know a girl, she drove drunk. She said she never would, but things happen. She made a stupid mistake. I mean, luckily she didn't, nothing happened, but still. And there was one lady I used to work with. When she's an immigrant too. She's from England, and her and her brother went out drinking one night, and they're both driving their cars home. Now they were only going like maybe 10 miles up the road, but there was a traffic island in the middle, roundabout, and
Right.
she was so drunk she couldn't figure out how to get on it. She drove right across the roundabout, like right over it, just because she was sitting there for like 5 minutes and she's going just straight through. And her
Yeah, every
brother
once
was
in a while I'll
brother
hear
was
somebody
behind
does
her.
that.
He was laughing his ass off behind her,
I'm sure.
and he did the same thing. He was like, "Well, fuck it."
Uh, yeah, I can just see it now. People driving around you. Ha 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 ha
Yeah.
ha.
And see, when I went to the driving school here because they wouldn't accept my license because like we drive on the other side of the road and everything. So I was like, what, I could do this. And like the driving instructor's like, oh, we're getting to the roundabout, no one can do that. And I'm just like, got this shit,
Yep.
straight through. He was like, you were so good at that. I'm like, I lived with these fucking things. Like, I mean, like I would go down one of the motorways and there was one like every 5 freaking feet, you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's just like, I got this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're used to them, that's one thing. It
Yeah.
takes a long time for a community to get used to one.
Yeah.
We just got a few put around our you know our places the past few years, and still people are just they remember the old highway of just getting on it and just going to the next town or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they forget.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
just gotta remember your yields, your yield rules, and you'll be fine.
yeah, yep. Just watch
But
to the left. That's all you got
yeah,
to do.
but the truck drivers don't remember that. I don't know how many times we've been hit or nearly hit by truck drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was almost hit in front of the grocery store the other day. I went to do my laundry, and then I went to pick up a couple of things, and I came out of there's these doors, um, like on both sides, and there's stop signs to where you can walk across, to the handicap parking,
Mhm.
and people were just driving right through and not even looking where they were going, and I got missed about 3 times by just inches. Here I am walking along with this, and big old bright yellow bags of food, and here they can't see me because they're looking off somewhere else. And it's like there's a stop sign right there. I don't know how many times I've reached out and tapped somebody's car with a cane because you know, it's just ridiculous. It's a wonder somebody don't get killed. Oh, you're muted. Oh, so
Oh,
am I.
sorry.
How did that
There we go.
happen? Huh.
I don't know. I don't know how that. I was just saying, the fucking assholes, and it's gonna happen too. Someone's gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta take my nighttime pills.
I'm gonna play a little tune here.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get my chapstick a going. And any you other guys want to join in, that is just fine too. Talk about anything you want. Obviously, that's the meaning of open chat. Yeah, there's train train. Yes, I am in my car. I'm in the back of my minivan where I made a little bit of portable office out of a TV stand and like a TV tray kind of thing, and my lawn chair. And it's pretty darn comfortable, actually. It's can't do it at home, obviously, no internet, so I got to come here and park in front of the library. I was parking in front of the hospital, but it's a worse signal, and they don't want me making lots of noise out in front of the hospital for some odd reason, even though you can't hear anything around because, inside a vehicle and they're inside of a building. Just big bricks and everything. But they're stupid. They don't want me around. I don't know why. There, I'm out of breath.
No,
Yay!
I was gonna go check on the old man, but he's swearing, so I'm staying away.
Oh yeah, yep. Might throw a wrench or something at some point. You don't want to
Yeah,
be in the vicinity.
yeah. I was gonna
Uh,
say, I don't remember the last time I played a harmonica. Probably, maybe I was 5.
oh wow,
Because
yeah.
yeah, like when we start elementary there or primary school, they either teach you how to play something on the harmonica or something on a recorder.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I think it's just like one of those songs like "Give Me Louisiana" or something like that.
It's always a recorder.
Hmm.
Here in Michigan, it was anyways.
Yeah.
And I failed it, but because I was kind of a class clown. But I really didn't have much practice at home or no kind of encouragement to do anything like that.
Well,
So
music's the devil, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
that's the devil.
And you can't go dancing and shaking your hips.
I found out from my dad that everything has a note. I think he was confused with frequency and resonance.
Ah.
With atomic structure and stuff. I think he was confused. He probably heard something on TV, but apparently the devil, at the time he told me, has instruments in his chest,
Okay.
and he can play anything or sound just like anything just from being him. So don't play too much because then I'll be like the devil or some silly shit.
So the devil's an organ? A church organ?
Something. I
Oh,
don't know.
jeez.
I have no idea what he was even getting at, but it was just a very weird conversation. But he
Well,
said he was also the kind of guy that he thought that there were clouds on the moon. He wasn't educated at all. I mean, it's like no, because we were watching the moon one night, and just outside doing whatever around the campfire, barbecuing and stuff.
yeah.
Like, wow, look at that. I wonder. And we saw a few wisps going across the atmosphere, and I said, wow, that's pretty neat. I wonder how. I had a question or
Yeah.
whatever, and he said something about, well, that's because those are the clouds on the moon. And I said, there's no clouds on the moon because there's no atmosphere. Yes, there is. God damn it, I'm the dad.
Oh gosh.
I'm the dad. So he's going to be right no matter what, and that's where I got that. Can't stand that attitude from.
That's a good segue to you were right and I was wrong because I was trying to see your address on the Amazon list, But
Right.
what I didn't realize is they've moved the addresses down because what it used to be is that it would be right at the top next to yours, but now they've moved it into other addresses at the checkout. So it says, Randy's address, but obviously I can't see your address. You know?
Oh, is that what it
Yeah.
said? Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've never done it before on
I, wa-
anybody else's
I
wish
I was
list.
just like, fuck you, Amazon. Like they're changing
Well,
shit up on me.
I
You know?
did go through and I saw where it said something or other in one little block. It said
Mm,
there's no address.
mm.
So I said, okay, I'll just put
Oh,
my
okay.
address in there then. And
Well, then it wasn't me then, because I was going
no,
crazy.
no, I think yeah, it's probably it just wasn't in there yet, and I didn't know
Mm,
I was supposed to program it in there
yeah.
in the extra place.
Yeah, you have to do it there. That way, like someone can put it in the cart and go straight to the cart, and it says, "Do you want to send it to your address?" It'll say, or Randy's wish list address. Like it won't say your address itself. Just
Oh, okay, good.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just.
because I've had stalkers before, and it wasn't
Oh,
pretty.
please, honey, I don't love you that much. I haven't got time to stalk people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the money to go there.
I got look. My time is filled. It's precious. Sitting and scratching and eating. Okay. Look,
Yeah,
I'm
for
flattered that
me,
you want me as a stalker, but
I had a stalker one time. I lived at a KOA campground in a little camper trailer,
mhm.
and one morning the caretaker of the place come out there and said, or no, she called me and said, "Are you going to do anything about your girlfriend out there?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So the girl out there that keeps parking at the end of the driveway and spying on you every morning at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
I said, "What?" So I went out there, I snuck around the woods and I went around, and then I knocked on her car window and scared the crap out of her. And then she rolled the window down. Her face was just beet red, and I'm like, "Oh, well, you coming in to have a cup of coffee and sex or what?" And it's a good thing I had some French
before or
vanilla
after?
creamer. What? I can't remember,
Oh gosh,
but
who
I
was
but I
she?
one of my cousin's friends. She saw me, and then she decided she was going to be my stalker, I guess. And then I don't know. She liked the way I played volleyball or something that day on the beach, and then she just decided she was going to be my stalker. And every morning before I went to work, she was out there spying on me. So I'm like, you know what? I, I'm going to treat her like she needs to be treated. I'm going to tear a piece off and then kick her to the curb.
Oh god, you fucking
Serve her ass
terrible.
right.
Did she come back?
Yeah, a few times.
Oh god, see, just as bad.
But then I found out that then she wasn't coming around, and but she followed me, to work. I'd go sell Christmas trees or whatever at the other end of the state, and she'd follow me down there and see her in the parking lot or whatever. It's like, holy crap, this one's just crazy. But apparently she had a husband that I didn't know about, and he's been in
Mm.
prison, and he
Oh
got
god.
out of prison, and so she decided not to stalk me anymore, which is
Oh, you
probably
don't
a
want
good
none of
thing.
that. Yeah, you don't
You know?
want none of that shit.
Well, I heard he was just a spindly little turd, anyway. So, but still, you know,
Still, you don't want to take no chances.
if you got the good one sneaking up and stalking you at the end of the driveway at 4 o'clock in the morning, it just makes you wonder what the bad one in the relationship is capable of.
Hmm.
So,
Exactly.
time to stay away.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, my mom had a stalker for a while. It was my dad's ex-wife. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you. This is a great one. This is great. So um, so my dad was kind of forced into the marriage. It was kind of like a, get married. Where like, the mothers were friends. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? And my dad's just like, I guess someone could cook and clean for me. So he was like, man, whatever. So he marries her. Um, and if I didn't, if my brother hadn't had kids, I would wonder if my dad was his dad. But once I saw his kids, I'm like, no, that's it. They're family. Yeah, he took her genes, but she was fucking everyone at his work but him for a while.
Wow.
And she was just
Horrible.
she's a crazy ass woman, And so I never asked my dad what the whole story was, but eventually he left it.
So you
And
probably didn't even do the damn dishes either, did you?
no, no, no. And that's the thing too, because I remember my dad was telling me a story that him and my brother used to go to my granddad's, and he would cook them breakfast. And then my dad got in trouble with my brother's school because he went to school without lunch. And my dad said, "Have you seen what we eat in the fucking morning?" Like my granddad would make them each a fucking whole 8-ounce steak, 3 eggs, bacon,
Wow.
toast. Like he would do a whole like you wouldn't have to eat the rest of the day. He
Right.
he
Yep.
he would feed him up, so of course he's not hungry. But so eventually they got divorced, and she was kind of stalkerish. Like she would watch my mum all the time. She came to the house and was in the psychotic mood because apparently she found out that my parents were going to move to Australia. Like my dad had bought tickets, like they were going to have this whole new life, and she came and knocked on the door and she was screaming at my mom, and my mom was freaking out because she was she was psycho, like she was on drugs or something. And
Oh
I
wow.
was on the floor in the front room, like rolling in my own shit because she had been changing me. She had to go up to answer the door, and I got a hold of the
Right.
diaper and everything. And so she's trying to close the front door, close the door on this bitch. This bitch is screaming at her. She kicked the door in. Then she starts fighting with my mum. I mean, full on fighting. And she put my mum's
Wow.
leg through the plate glass window. My mum's still got a scar on her leg from it too. And eventually something spooked her. I don't know what it was, but she took off. And my mum had grabbed me and she went to the next door neighbor. Now this is fucked up. She went to the next door neighbor and she said, "Look, please can you call the police? And my husband hasn't paid the phone bill again. I don't have a phone." And she's pissing blood from her leg. And the lady next door said, "I don't want to get involved." Didn't even call an ambulance.
I
Like
hate that shit.
isn't that some shit? So and then she had to shuffle down the road, hissing with blood. Thank God thank God, my God. See, there you go, residual
Just
God belief.
yeah.
But
Just a praise.
my great grandmother was home, and she wouldn't usually be home because she'd still be out doing her groceries and stuff. But apparently, she got home early because this all happened before 9 o'clock in the morning. You know.
Huh.
And so she eventually got an ambulance, had to leave me there and get stitched up. And then she calls the cops. And the cops told her that they didn't want to get involved or press charges because it's a domestic violence issue. And you know what my mum said? Without batting an eye, I ain't fucking her. Without batting an eye, And the cop was
Yeah.
just like, the lady cop was just like, oh my God. So,
SCB1's taken off. Okay, we'll see you later.
yep. Hang on, I'll be
Have a good night.
right there.
Hope everybody's enjoying tonight's show.
Yep, I gotta go check the car room, and I'll be right back. Okay.
I think.
Or are you out?
Oh, Math Pig just showed up. I could stick around for a few more minutes. I'm going to close it down here in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Math Pig, you want in? I don't have a whole lot going on except for chatting, so I will. Let's see here. Finagle this. Come on. So everything's jiggling around. There, just in case you wanted to stop in. But, yeah, I haven't been catching your shows or anything lately, Math Pig, because, no internet again, so. Yeah, so you probably don't want to stream anymore. You've been at it for a while. Yep. I hear you. I'm stuck in the back of this van. I'm probably going to have to cut it off. Well, hello, Diane Garshaw. Because after about an hour of sitting here looking at the damn computer, you think, I wonder when I get a chance to pee. The answer is when you're all done, I guess. And hold it till you're done. Especially if you parked in front of the library. It's not like you could, you can step out of the library and pee on something. They got cameras everywhere, and it's right next to the highway. So
Why didn't you invest in a bag of Depends?
I don't know.
Hey,
That's a good
when you're in
idea.
the over 35 club, it's a thing.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I had to go check. I had to go check the car because he thought he smelled burning plastic.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I'm
come
like,
on in, Math Pig. The link is right there in the chat. Yeah, I was thinking about inventing a new wine. You know the what do you call it? The Pinot Grigio and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I can't stand Pinot Grigio. I can't.
Yeah, I was thinking about inventing one for old people called Pinot More.
Yes, I love it. Oh, that's a good one.
And I'm getting there too. The medication that I
Yeah.
have to have, makes me piss a lot because I'm a diabetic. Hey, Math Pig, how you doing?
Hi,
E-
Mathig.
Evening, morning, afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, how are we all?
Doing
Here's still
okay.
clear.
Just thought I'd jump on, man, say hello. And yeah, no, I'm on my way to bed, but yeah, just thought I'd jump in, say hello.
What
Yeah.
time is it over there?
It's not that late. It's only about 1:15 or something.
Only quarter
Oh.
past one.
Oh no, that's early.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. On in Central Time, because I know I'm Central. 6 o'clock is 12 o'clock, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. 6 o'clock is midnight
Yeah.
over there.
Oh.
And for Linda, it's 1 o'clock because they're
Yeah,
seven
she's-
hours.
Yeah, she's an hour behind me. But
Yeah.
generally, I don't go to bed 3-4 o'clock. Generally, when I go to bed anyway.
And then you got to get up for at the store for 8:30.
7:30, I get up.
Yeah, and he's got to be there for 8:30. He clocks in at 8:29.
Yeah, generally.
Ah.
Why be early? You don't get paid before it.
Well, I know. And I had this argument at one grocery store I worked at. They wanted us to be there 15 minutes beforehand so we could get uniforms because they had a laundry there. And I'm like, why can't I just take the uniform home with me and then I'm not getting there and not getting paid? You know?
Well, I
'Cause I
generally
could-
work. I generally
ahead.
work through my 15-minute break in the morning. I don't
Yeah.
take a breakfast or anything like that, so I generally work through
Mhm.
that 15 minutes they give you anyway. So
Yeah.
technically, they owe me 15 minutes. You know.
Hmm.
Well, I wish I could work right now. That'd be pretty cool.
Not
But I
in the
wouldn't be
current
there.
climate.
No, but I was a janitor. I was, my last part-time job just for a few hours a night, and I was actually spraying for COVID. And in my place is like the number one place in Michigan, and like the number 2 or 3 place in the United States for tourists to stop at. And one of the things is to come by and see Randy the Janitor Man too. So I'm on all kinds of other people's videos for best places and stuff like that. Just because I do little mini tours for them, and I
Did you say you
spray.
were working in Canada?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought you said Canada for a second. I'm like, hang on.
Janitor.
Well, 'cause wasn't just a part of
Janitor.
Michigan go into Canada or
Janitor.
yeah,
janitor? Okay.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
here I'm gonna have to go because it is late and I have to get
Okay.
up and do stuff and all.
okay,
So,
yeah. Sleep
All
well. Tuck your
man,
kid in.
look after yourself and keep us right and keep in contact. You know, pop into the chats and let us know that you're there, and we can all do what we can to help out, man. It always helps.
Yeah, I will.
You know, always helps to keep reminding us that you're there. We can all do our bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping
thanks,
in.
Matt Big.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, no, I thought you said janitor. I was listening. I'm like, because I know that was it what was it, Lake Michigan goes into Canada or something like that, or someone told me there's something like you can.
Well, yeah, it's surrounded by Huron, Erie, and Lake Superior on all of those lakes.
Mm-hmm.
On the eastern side and northern side, you can see Canada from
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah. Do you ever go for a drive up there just for the hell of it?
No.
No. See, if I was right on the border, I would just for the hell of it go to Canada. Just because I could.
I got to answer never again. Randy, are you in your car? Is your internet still down? Yes, it is. I apologize for that, and I am downtown. And
Yeah, if we're not careful, the cops are gonna think he's soliciting in a minute. So
yeah, I'm watching
yeah,
around because you never know.
yeah. Actually, it's funny that you said that, and I mentioned it too because I watch a guy who's up in Canada, and he does a lot of stealth camping. So he'll get.
Oh,
He gets his vehicle and he'll put trash bags over the windows and stuff, and he even stealth camped right outside a cop shop.
oh wow.
And no one ever came over or anything.
Huh.
Never shined a light in the vehicle or nothing. He was there the whole night,
Well, they
and he
say
was
that's the
cooking too.
best place to commit a crime is right next door to a cop shop because they're all
Mhm.
out on the road doing something.
Mhm.
I've,
But he does a lot of yeah. That I should send you a link to his channel when you're in town and stuff to have a look at it. He he has a property now in Canada, but he used to live in a trailer and stuff. So he'd go all around North America, you know. And he teaches people how to stealth camp. Like if you're down on your luck and you don't have a house or anything, he can teach you how to
oh,
do it
nice,
in the States or
nice.
Canada, and how to hide from the park rangers and
Yeah, I used to do stuff like that all the time,
yeah.
and now I just like the comforts of home.
I know. Me
You know,
too.
it gets to a point to where you're like, okay, I'm tired of my knees knocking, and being in pain and
Yeah.
scorched all up in a tent someplace with water dripping on your forehead.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
dealing with bears and things like
camping's
that.
fun up to a point. Like camping's fun if
Right,
that's not the way you live, you know.
right. Yeah,
I mean,
humans are probably the weakest thing on the planet. Pound for
yeah,
pound, the weakest creature on the planet.
yeah.
So,
Although some of the best times in my life have been in the camper van, you know.
yeah.
But we didn't have to live in the camper van. I mean, my granddad lived in a trailer park for a while in a camper, you
Hmm,
know. And I mean, it wasn't really like the living situation. It was the people that you met. You know, you met so many different people from different walks of life. You know,
right.
that was fun. You know, and
Yeah, I
hearing
love
the
doing that.
stories. Yeah, hearing the stories how they got there. You know, getting free
Yep, I like
candy.
stopping free candy.
Yeah. Well, it was a 65 plus community.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right. So yeah,
So
there's
they're
always
all
hard
basically
candy.
yeah, all yeah, or like what was it? Werther's Originals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, butterscotches. The oh, being on tour buses and stuff like that, and packing up in two or three vehicles and going to gigs and spending the night in hotels and stuff all over the place. Those are some of my wildest times.
Mhm.
But I really, you know, don't want to. So I try not to remember a lot of that stuff
Yeah.
because I'm not proud of a lot of that stuff.
Oh,
Because
but
it
it's
involved a lot of partying. You know.
yeah. But you can't go back and change it, so you may as well not dwell on it.
Well, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I don't. But I'm to the point now to where I'm older and wiser, and if I had to do it all over again, or if I get out there and do something, it's going to be way different. It's going to be so much easier. I'm not going to put myself
Mhm.
through all that stress and bullshit and act like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, even though I've never
Mhm.
done drugs.
Mhm.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, I'm there for the music. I don't even have to, drink to play. Like, some people do. I don't even. I don't have the stage fright. It's just as long as I'm doing my own thing, I can be the biggest jackass as I possibly can. But usually I'm always in somebody else's band or whatever, and they're like, no, 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 tone it down, tone it down. And it's like, do you want to entertain these people or not?
Exactly.
Do you want a future gig, or do you want to just sit here like a bump on a log and bore them to death? So it's kind of hard to get people to have a little bit of showmanship, and that's part of the talent.
Yeah,
Doing that.
exactly. So have you found out when your movie is coming out?
No, I think they're having a hard time raising the funding to do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything. Then
Yeah.
they're supposed to get a hold of me, but I don't see it happening really,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, it was just so cheap and cheesy that it doesn't.
It was
doesn't
fun
matter.
and you got paid,
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah.
And I got to pee on little paper boats, and I got to kick a kid off a real boat, and ate a lot of good food, and just had fun.
Yep. So it's all good,
Yeah. It'd be nice to, at least have a copy of it at home or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But I've got it set up on a Google alert so I can see when it sort of pops up, anything
Right.
about it on like news feeds or anything. But
Yeah, I tried getting on there how you showed me how to do that, and it wouldn't do it for me. I couldn't get it up to where it'd show anything. It just kept going back to other links.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I found one picture that I was in, and it was just a group picture.
Yeah. Oh, I found some other ones of you, so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what I looked like in the Admiral's hat.
Yeah. Well, see if I can send them on the cell phone to you, if I can. But
All right.
so you're brave to be on Craigslist. See,
Why is that?
well, when I found out about Craigslist, I found out about the Craigslist killer. That's how I learned what Craigslist was.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, some guy was like a serial killer on Craigslist.
yeah,
He
I
was.
heard about that.
I was like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, once in a while, somebody will get arrested for prostitution through Craigslist up here, and it's like, the cops, they just don't want you having any fun at all.
No,
Apparently.
that's the most bullshit law anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's strange, but yeah,
just like weed,
How do you know I was on Craigslist though?
You told me that's how you found the job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
I have a good memory.
Yeah, you do, because I can't.
So don't tell me
remember what I
anything you
said
don't want me
half
to know. Don't tell me nothing you don't want me to know.
I'm pretty much fearless when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I watch my P's and Q's, and something sounds fishy or whatever, I stay clear of it. But
Yeah.
in general, something like that,
I mean, I stay away from the ads that say "help wanted." I'll pay you $7,000 a month and fly you off to Dubai.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, not gonna get human traffic today.
Nope. No, thank you.
You good?
Too old to camel race.
Yep.
No slave here.
Absolutely not. And I don't need to get killed either.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do in those countries. It really sucks.
Yeah, there's been like hundreds of Filipino maids that end up getting killed. The reason they get killed is because they get screwed over, because they go over there to work, and then the bosses rape them, and then they go tell the police they got raped, and then they get killed because they got raped.
Yep.
How is it's like, this perpetual circle of, oh my fucking god,
Yeah.
It's like you can't get out of this rat race. Yeah.
And it's always seems to be based on old patriarchal, I don't want to say necessarily Abrahamic belief systems.
Well, no, they don't want to admit they came from Abraham.
Well, no, but it's mostly the Abrahamic beliefs that have done that historically, and some in China and Japan, anywhere in the Orient, they have their strange customs that pretty much do the same damn thing. But it always takes a justification somehow of, hey, I'm going to steal somebody's kid and prostitute her out or whatever. There's always some justification for that shit mentally. Hey, Gray Man. Gray Man just showed up.
Yep. Hey, Gray Man. Well, there was one story I was reading about a little girl who got kidnapped in Saudi. She was playing outside with her friends and her siblings, and she got dropped back about 6 months later with a sack full of gold, and she was missing her kidney and half a liver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And they dropped her back where they found her with a sack full of gold. Her mother had to take her overseas to get her fixed up and everything because she had so many infections and all sorts.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So that's the price they put on human life there. Yeah.
Yep. And it's always somebody that's rich that, is starting to shit.
Yeah.
They need the organs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, was it on the black market? I had read a story. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently it's like worth 10 grand on the black market. But this is the thing, though, that I don't understand, because even if you were to commit a crime and do that, the chances of you finding a match are slim to none.
Right.
Yeah. Like, why even bother? I mean, I know they're desperate, that's why they do, but, the chances of you actually finding a perfect match,
Yeah, they're extremely slim.
Yeah. Like, I can't donate blood or anything because, I've had an actual fun life.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
can't either.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't. You're a diabetic,
Well, yeah, that and everything else. Crohn's disease, heart disease, all the medications that I'm on and everything, would probably kill somebody if they took my blood.
Yeah. I tell them when I go to the hospital, I'm like, you might find some blood in my alcohol stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be some in there.
If I got bit by a vampire, it'd probably make him sick.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. So are you going to be heading home now, or are you still going to keep it going?
I think I'm going to close it down now. It has been an hour and a half, and my
I'm just
car
worried about
has
it
been
getting
running the whole
freezing.
time.
Yeah. You don't want to waste the gas. You got to get home.
Well, right, and I don't have much left. I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, let's see. I got to check my account and see if I got $5 or whatever, so I can put in the tank. And I think I'm gonna just. Who knows what I'm gonna do? I'm getting too tired to think right now.
Yeah. Well, you better get home while you're awake.
Yeah, I'd better, because it's slippery out.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thanks for joining me.
Hey, yeah, definitely. I'll catch you next time you come in.
And let's see. Do me a favor. You got my email still?
Yeah, I do.
I can't find your number on. Oh, that's right. It was in the private chat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to go get my phone or something.
Well, that's okay. I can email it to you.
Yeah, and I'll text you when I get back home.
Yeah, will do. Yeah, let me know you got home, okay? And if you run out of gas, just pop it in neutral.
Yep.
I've been there. Been there, done that. Okay.
Me too. Many times.
All right.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Let's see. All right, everybody. That has been the Harmonica Man channel. Good night, everyone. And as always, remember,